Hello, YouTube land, and welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 60. 9 to go for the big 6-9. I am your host, Dantes, and of course, joining me, like always, Caleones. How you doing, Caleones?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And well, today was supposed to be a day of big Nintendo news. We were supposed to be discussing about new game announcements, about new Smash Brothers characters, about new things. But there was some delay. Something's happened in Japan. I want to say, for everybody out there, please, be safe. Please, I know that there was, loss of life and everything. So hopefully they can compose themselves together. And, to take sometimes that it is not everything about just video games. It is about, the life of other people and, their well-being. That's always bigger than video games. So, yes, and you feel a little bit disappointed that we're not going to be discussing about those things, but you understand completely why it is. So, Dantes, so we can get it started, go ahead.
Let's take it away so we can quickly start the show. What up, Dick? Toys and more clothes. Is that guy 6969? When we get to the big show 69, we're going to do it in honor of It's That Guy 6969. PSW Xbox C, what is up? Arch, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Anyway, let's do that rigmarole so we can start with the news. Of course, I want to welcome everybody to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 60, right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also, remember, you can get this podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes for free. Rate us over there so you can show some love. Also, go to the description box below so you can see the full channel schedule. Also, Facebook page at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to forceinunison.wordpress.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, Caleones, are you ready? I said, are you ready? For the no one in attendance and the 15 people watching around the world, let's get ready for Reggie's Hot Topics of the Week.
My body is ready.
My body is ready. And Caleones, since you alluded to it, what is the first piece of news today?
Well, the first piece of news originally was supposed to be the Nintendo Direct announcement, the one that was supposed to air on the 6th, and all the news that were going to come out of it. But it turns out to be that because of some unfortunate incidents happening in Japan, and loss of life and destruction, Nintendo decided to cancel or delay the Nintendo Direct. Right now, I don't know, like I feel kind of sorry, and at the same time, a little bit not sorry as well because I go to my Twitter feed. There's a lot of people there. Oh, Nintendo might be about to announce the new, the time for the new direct. Oh, there's a new tweet coming out from the Nintendo of Japan. They might be getting ready to announce when the new direct is going to happen. Oh, there's rumors that the direct is going to be next week at X time, X date, blah blah blah. And I don't know, like there's something about them being connected, just trying to figure out when it is that's going to happen. And I'll say just let it happen. Just let Nintendo deal with what they have to deal. Even though their office was not where the earthquake happened, but there was a typhoon as well, and they were affected by those. So Nintendo employees, they're human. They have houses. They have family. They have people that they care about. And Nintendo wanted to do the best thing for them, because Nintendo Directs for me is a celebration of Nintendo, of news, and it just didn't feel like time to celebrate when something like that is happening over there. So I just wanted to say, people just take a step back, breathe easily, and it's gonna happen when it's gonna happen.
Okay, so a quick summary. So basically, Nintendo Direct was scheduled for last Thursday. A major earthquake happened in Japan. Of course, Nintendo is a Japanese company. Like Caleones alluded to, they have workers there, they have families there, they have to protect themselves and, of course, rebuild. and try to be better. So it's understanding. Nintendo said, "Look, we're not ready. We want to respect a lot of people who work on for Nintendo," and they decided, and I think justifiably, to delay the direct, right? Which is fine. Nintendo decided to delay the direct. I know a lot of people were hype, wanted to see the best games, and here's where people need to take a simmer down. You always overhype this directs that really I can count in one hand like the 5 times that a direct has blown me away. I think Nintendo typically uses the direct to message people, and yes, there's sometimes surprise here, surprise there, but doesn't mean that you are gonna get megatons. And I know the hype with Smash is big right now, and everybody wants to see every little details of Smash. Guys, you just had a Smash direct less than a month ago, or even a month ago. I don't remember, Caleones, but close to a month ago. So why the impatience? I just don't get it. I just don't get why so hairy. I mean, Nintendo probably. There were some announcements. We know of a couple. I know the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition was probably gonna get announced here. Caleones told me about Civilization was gonna get announced here. But those are not big games. Those are good games to have in your system, nothing megaton. So again, I think sometimes people just overhype die directs and should take it easy. Take it easy. Probably Nintendo was gonna give one last push on that direct, which it sucks. And I'm saying that they did the right thing to delay it. But then I know that this is gonna affect one of my favorite franchises, because they're probably were gonna do one more, trailer for Xenoblade the Torn of the Golden Country, where they were gonna do one last push so this game would sell better, and that's not gonna happen. So it sucks for Xenoblade, but you know what? I don't care, because I understand what's going on, and I feel that when it happens, it will happen. You just have to be patient and wait until the damn direct gets announced. And hopefully, maybe Nintendo, because they know Final Fantasy 15 and Civilization were, announced, or, out of the cat out of the bag, they may be restructuring the direct with new stuff. So maybe even better. So that's one part. And the second part, to Smash fans, I got a beef with you. Take it easy. Really is. You just had a direct. I honestly want this direct that Nintendo's giving with no Smash news. I don't want to see a single character. I don't want to see anything at all. I just want to see a good direct with good games, and Nintendo will give you a Smash direct later on. So stop it, guys. Just stop it. It's really hurting my excitement with Smash right now. It's like I'm trying to. It's you know what I'm saying, when people just like hammer you so much, Caleones, that you start like losing excitement for something that you were looking forward to. That's what's happening to me with Smash right now, right?
Yeah, like Spider-Man and the downgrading graphics.
That's another thing, but that one made me want the game more, because I knew that game was gonna be fire. Anyway, but no, but to say is the Smash thing really kills the hype for something that I think is gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna sell gangbusters, but you guys are making it dreadful. I just want it to get over with, to be December, so I don't hear Smash again for the rest of the generation. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Anything to add, Caleones, for the delayed direct?
Well, Smash is without a doubt the biggest game of 2018 for Nintendo. It is one of the biggest games of any company this year. I mean, you can argue that it's probably bigger than Spider-Man, bigger than God of War, and bigger than those. And you know that Nintendo likes to do a direct before a game releases, when it comes to a big game, so they can hype it up even more so. So we know that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct before the release of Smash to hype it up. That's going to happen. So we are going to have another one. We had the E3 Nintendo Direct, which was 17 minutes of games, 25 minutes of Smash. Then we had another Smash Direct dedicated fully to Smash. So we've already had basically two of them. Not only that, but we had the blog, which it gets updated like once a week or so. We also have Nintendo has the website where they add the songs, and they keep updating that as well. So they're doing a lot for the game. I know that people keep asking for more characters, but if from the very beginning they tell you that they're gonna have every single character that has ever appeared on any Smash game, and then you have people asking for more. Like, how is that even possible? So Smash players, Smash fans. I know that I talked with Dantes before and said, well, maybe Smash players sometimes don't feel like they're Nintendo fans. They're just Smash fans. And Dantes, of course, he points out that Smash is just a collection of all the Nintendo IP, so they have to be Nintendo fans. But it just feels like they're I don't know, they keep asking for things that are out of the norm. They announce something and they get angry because it wasn't a story about Smash. Nintendo talks about another game and they're angry because there were no news about Smash. So just take it easy. Nintendo will do another direct dedicated to Smash. That one is going to be coming. They may do other directs and have some Smash info. They may not, but remember that they need to dedicate time for the other games that are going to be coming out. Before Smash, you're going to have the Pokemon Let's Go. Before that one, you're going to have Super Mario Party, and then you're going to have other games that are going to be
Hey, you're
third-party
forgetting
games.
the big one. What's up?
Which one?
Xenoblade, Torna DLC. God, that's his own game. Oh, damn.
I'm talking about
Damn
for
it.
October, November, December for those that are going to be coming out there. And like you said, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, that was going to be one that on the direct. Civilization 6, which when it got announced as coming to the Nintendo Switch. They haven't said if it's going to be available on the PS4 and Xbox One, even though you think that it will come over on those, but it was going to be a Switch specific announcement. So Nintendo, if they want to sell the 20 million systems for fiscal year 2018, it's not going to be only about Smash or Pokemon. They need to dedicate time to other games as well for them to be able to get there. Also, another thing that had leaked was the title for the new Yoshi game. So that tells you that it seems like it was going to be announced during the direct as well. And if it was going to be announced then it seems like it's going to be probably a Q1 2019 game. So that one might be coming out in between January through March. So they need to start doing directs and so releasing information on that game as well. So it's going to happen. People, you're going to get the Nintendo news. The direct itself, it might happen this week. It might happen the next one. But rest assured that Nintendo will be doing them.
So, what up, Seth? What up, PIF Linky? Welcome to the stream. I don't think I have much else, Caleones, about the delay. Just sad. And to clarify, I'm not. If you're a fan of Smash, but you understand the circumstances and you also support Nintendo and their other games that they are trying to promote to build, then you're good, dude. We have nothing against you. We're talking about the hardcore Smash people who come to the chat for an indies and then just starts asking for Smash in an indies presentation. Those are the people that we're talking about, to clarify. At the same time, if you were a person, you're a fan of Nintendo and you understand what happened with the delay in the Nintendo Direct, you're good. You're good. We're good. We're all good. If you're one of those people who were tweeting and like, what the hell, Nintendo, I pay for this, you owe us this, blah, 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 then you need a better hobby. I would recommend you change hobbies too, because I don't think that's the people that we want in this gaming community, because we're still a community here. So that's what I'm saying. Understand, we're all fans of Nintendo. I'm looking forward to the next Direct, and I'm really hoping. My biggest game looking forward to the Direct, Caleones, was no Smash news, so I could see the comment section meltdown. That's what I was looking for the most. But at the same time, I was looking for the Direct too. Forward to the Direct. Did not happen. Let's give it time to Nintendo. Let's give time to Nintendo to recoup. Stop asking for it, like Caleones stated. Wait for the news. It'll come up soon. Anyway, with that, I think we're done talking all the delayed Direct. Caleones, go. And I think the next one, it's going to be really a hot topic. Go ahead, Caleones.
Okay, so of course, people are looking for news. Since the Nintendo Direct didn't happen, they started to look elsewhere and try to find if there was anything else, any clues, anything that Nintendo might be releasing. And they started looking at some of the game boxes from the games and things like that. And they saw that, for example, Splatoon 2 said that cloud backup not supported, and that starts to call attention. So, of course, you start saying, "Hey, just don't overreact. Wait for Nintendo to release an official statement," and they did. So, this is the full quote from Nintendo, and why some games won't be supporting the cloud saving. And they said the vast majority of Nintendo Switch games will support save data cloud backup. However, in certain games, this feature would make it possible to, for example, regain items that had been traded to other players or revert to a higher online multiplayer ranking than had been lost. To ensure fair play, Save Data Cloud Backup may not be enabled for such games. To ensure that Save Data Cloud Backups cannot be used to unfairly affect online multiplayer rankings, the feature will not be enabled in Splatoon 2. And of course, that's one of the biggest games in Nintendo library. It is the biggest new IP from Nintendo, and it's, I believe, probably like the fourth or fifth best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch library right now. So the question is, Dantes, how do you feel about some games not supporting cloud data backups?
Okay, let me see where I start. It's gonna be tough. So, Nintendo still has not given you a manual way to back up your save from the Switch. That is unacceptable, right? So that to people like me who care about their saves a lot, like my 400-hour Xenoblade or my 300-hour Zelda Breath of the Wild, we're stuck. We're forced to pay for a saving system. Now, I believe Zelda Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade, because they're single-player games, should have no problems with the backup of saves on the cloud. I'm fine with that. I understand. That's why this doesn't hurt me much, because I don't play online games. But let's look at the big picture. Now, Nintendo is going to charge you $20 a year, which is a lot of people defending it, says this is the cheapest one of the bunch, right? But the problem is, here's where Nintendo is still so archaic, right? Is they're still going to use peer-to-peer on their exclusives. I'm not saying third-party games. A lot of third-party games still use it peer-to-peer. But even third-party games who use it peer-to-peer can still put up a server for your continuation and your saves on that set multiplayer game to be safe in case something happened to your console. But Nintendo, again, how they do things, I don't know if it's because they don't have the right people. They're still so behind the times that they're doing peer-to-peer, but then at the same time, they're saving the online information. And this is, and I'm sorry to say this, Caleones, this is cost savings. Because Nintendo could have been setting it up this way. Nintendo has plenty of money, so there's no excuse. They could have be doing this way sooner, set up a server system just for the saves. But no, how they set up the machine, they're saving all that information into the Switch, which when I was finding out all of this, because I didn't know any of this, to clarify, I didn't know. I thought, oh, great, Splatoon 2, if you're a Splatoon player, you're going to get cloud savings, because I thought this was already being saved on the server, because that's the norm in Xbox and PlayStation land, Caleones. I didn't even put a second thought of it. I thought it was just part of Splatoon 2. But no, all your progress in Splatoon 2 is saved on the console. That's like, boggles my, an online game that people spend hundreds and hundreds of hours. There's no guarantee that you can protect all that work that you put into. And I don't care what people are saying, oh, it saves, it's not a big deal. For some people like me, if I put 400 hours, like I've done with Xenoblade, I care about that save. I care that that Switch better not go down before the damn cloud saving gets put on. So Nintendo not finding the way to make this work is just unacceptable. So I would recommend Nintendo fans, because I'm seeing some people that just can't criticize Nintendo. Nintendo fans, criticize your favorite company. Make your voice heard, because then Nintendo will keep living in the archaic world. $20 a month right now, with what I found out in the last week about this is not worth it. It is not worth it. And honestly, I'm going to say this, Caleones, and I apologize.
$20 a year.
Excuse me. You're right. $20 a year is not worth it. And right now, it feels like a scam. Not because it's the cheapest. It's a scam because Nintendo's going to get money out of what? To maintain what service? They're using peer-to-peer, Caleones. Their saves are not even being saved on a server. So what is the $20 going to? That is just not right.
And for some of the people on here that may not understand what peer-to-peer or having service is, just go ahead and let them know so they know the difference in between the two of those.
So peer-to-peer is basically the host is one of the person who created the account. So let's just give you an example. When you have dedicated servers, the hosting is being done on that dedicated server. So if your internet connection goes down or X, Y, and Z, the other people are fine because they're still hosting the game. You just dropped out, right? Where if you're being the host, give you an example, if your internet connection goes to crap, the whole people who are using that there in your house, basically, let's put it, they're using your internet. Let me put it that way. They're using your internet. If you go down, the whole group party goes out of the game too. So that's basically the big difference. So peer-to-peer is basically using your own internet to host the game. That's basically to clarify. And to clarify, Microsoft pulled the same shit. Last generation, they were charging you, and a lot of their games were peer-to-peer too. But to Microsoft's defense, they had cloud savings. They had other stuff that, in theory, you could justify the online play. That's why I keep saying, and I'm going to say it, in Sony, they screw us up this generation by charging us for online. I still get disconnected once in a while. Me and Caleones were playing the other day Uncharted. We got disconnected on PlayStation. So all these services are not perfect at all, and they're charging you for it. PC gamers are the only smart people. They say, no, we're not taking this crap. We're not doing it. And they get free online. How the hell they get free online? But because they use peer-to-peer. But no. But then Nintendo fans, Sony fans, Microsoft fans were defending paying for online because your favorite company is charging you for online. That just boggles my mind. So here's one of my recommendation. All fanboys. I'm going to say all fanboys. Sony fans, Xbox fans, stop worrying about the other console. Stop worrying about crossplay. Stop worrying about if the Xbox has behind paywall some stuff that you still have to pay for free to play games. Stop worrying about shit like that from other consoles and worry about your own damn company. Make sure that your favorite company has the rights to do better. Criticize them, because to me, Nintendo fans should be worried more about this than what other consoles are doing, because to me, this is not right. And you could, Nintendo fans could come and say, "Well, we're getting NES games with online. Whoopie-doo! NES games, whoopie-doo!" So again, I know it's the cheap service, but right now this thing does not cost $20. I'm gonna be united with Caleones, and we're gonna do it because to keep playing online, so the kids can keep playing online, and I need to save my saves because Nintendo has not given me the basic of backing up my save, Caleones, which is unacceptable. Anyway, sorry for the long rant. Go ahead, Caleones. I don't know what you want to add.
Okay, so I mean, there's no real way that you can spin this into a positive. The only thing you can do is just have some sort of positive outlook of what might happen eventually, which is maybe Nintendo, because they're a dedicated gaming company. They're not as big as Sony or as big as Microsoft, and they don't really have those type of servers which Sony and Microsoft don't only use for. So
okay, now it's coming back. Yes, now we're back. Okay.
So guys, I would like to say that this was just to give you an example of what peer-to-peer service could be, and if my connection goes out, his goes out as well. But what I was saying is that hopefully what Nintendo's going to do is, with that money that they're going to get from the online and what they're going to do for their servers, that they're going to be investing that money back into the online, that they're going to have servers, especially for games like Splatoon 2, because like even Dig, like one of our members from this channel, or one of the our regulars on the channel, Dig, he had issues where his Nintendo Switch died, and basically his hundreds of hours on Splatoon 2 were gone. So he had to when he got the Nintendo Switch from repairs, he had to like start all over again from it. So how are you gonna be? How are you gonna help people like that? If Dantes loses his Xenoblade Chronicles 2 data, his Zelda Breath of the Wild data, he might not play another Nintendo game for years. And he did that when it came to PlayStation 3, because you can tell him about your experiences with PlayStation 3, what happened,
The
and
hack.
your reaction to it. So
That was
yeah,
awful by Sony. Awful.
yeah. So the thing is, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be walking away if they have the hours and hours that they put into the games. If they lose those, it's going to be one, it's unacceptable, and two, you were alluding to how like Microsoft and Sony do the cloud backups. I got the PS4 Pro like 4 weeks ago. Like it's almost like a month ago that I got the PS4 Pro, and I was able to go ahead and get the PS Plus, and I was actually to get the saves that I had from 3 years ago, or 2.5 3 years ago, which was the last time that I played on a Sony system. I was able to get them back into the system, so I have my The Last of Us 2. Oh no, The Last of Us, not The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, let me
The
know
Last
if
of
you
Us.
have it. Send me my way just in case. Just making
No, I have the Last of Us save data. I have my Bloodborne save data, and I have other games as well that I didn't lose my progress. And I was trying to get the platinum trophy on those, so I can go ahead and pick up where I left off instead of having to start all over again. And that means that hours and hours that I had already spent playing, they're actually not lost. I can go ahead and start from where I left off. The other example was Final Fantasy 14, which Inkling G is playing a lot of, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and since I already spent so much time on it, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the platinum trophy on it as well. And I was able to pick up. Why? Because they have a dedicated server where they have all the information from Final Fantasy 14. Square Enix does, and I was able to tap into that server where they had my data saved. I was able to retrieve my character and continue where I left off, which was level 50 paladin. But those are the things that hopefully Nintendo will be doing, because Nintendo will make money. There's millions of people that are going to be getting the online to be able to play Smash, to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, to play Splatoon 2. They haven't said it officially yet, but it seems like games like Fortnite, like Paladins, the ones that are free to play, won't require the online. And I'm happy that Nintendo is going to do that if they do
make
it.
the right choice. That's fine. That's a good choice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good choice, and that's something that Sony does as well. Microsoft doesn't do it. But the thing is, they have to offer the cloud, the save data, cloud backups for every game. And if they're not going to do it, you have an SD card that you can connect into the system. Just go ahead and back it up. You have a USB cable or USB-C cable that you can connect to the system and plug it to a computer and then back it up there. There's other ways that you can do it. You could do it on the 3DS. The 3DS would allow you to save your data to the SD card or to save it to a computer as well. The Switch should be able to do that, especially because us as gamers, and more so with the Switch, it is not just going to sit at your home, which the only thing that you're afraid of is maybe there being a lightning strike while the console is connected to the power cable, to the power plug, and it being damaged. You're taking it out with you to the park, to the store, here and there, where you have opportunities of losing the system, and not only of losing it, but of other people taking it away from you. So there's many more ways with the Switch that something could happen where you're going to lose that data, and Nintendo needs to give you that opportunity for games, especially like Splatoon 2, to be able to save your progress and not lose it.
Yep, agree 100%. Again, we're trying. We love Nintendo. That's why we're criticizing them right now, because they need to do better in this realm. This is unacceptable. Caleones alluded to. I'm a Sony guy. Sony made a huge shit with the whole letting our information get hacked on PlayStation Network, because they felt we don't have to spend money on it. It's all good. Boom, it happened. I did not play PlayStation for a year because I was, I would say, kind of like in my own way saying, Sony, you screw me. I'm not going to spend a single dollar on your system until I feel You done me right with what happened. And until I see a change, Sony announced they were humble. They came back and they announced the program. They said that they were going to invest money in security. And you've seen the improvements that they made. It's not perfect. It's still not Xbox Live. I have to give credit. Microsoft has the best online type of service, the way they do cloud saving and everything. But, you know, it is not, but it's better. And that's what we want to get Nintendo too. You're spending those $20. Nintendo, show me. What is your roadmap? How things are going to get better? But also give me basic stuff that other systems already have, like Caleones stated. Backing up your saves in your computer. That should be there day one. Day one. And it's still not there. And I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Dick is just saying right now he lost 495 hours of Splatoon 2, Nintendo.
51 levels and all, except for Clan Blitz, he had all S plus rank.
What's going on with my internet today? It's just being bad. So even before the show, to clarify, I had to reboot my internet. Anyway, with that said, Nintendo, do better. Show us better. You need to improve. And you, if you're a Nintendo fan, go to Nintendo. Let them know. Let them know. A service how it is right now should not be. It should be free. Should be free, Caleones. I'm sorry. Nintendo doesn't show me anything. Should be free. Nintendo, maybe what they should do, Caleones, and again, it's fine to take from others, should go what Sony did. Sony went first. Hey, this is an optional PlayStation Plus where if you want, you could get free games. So Nintendo should start saying, here's an optional service, $20 a year, where you can get some free games and you have some cloud saving and stuff like that. Offer the perks. But online, leave it free. And the next generation, where your platform is better, then charge for the online, Caleones. Nintendo could have taken that route too. So I wish that they take that route. But we shall see. Hopefully, things will be better. Anyway, anything to add, Caleones, before we move?
No, I think we're pretty clear on that one and pretty good.
Anyway, I'm going to break something soon. Let's go to Newsburst.
Okay, so I'm not going to go to Newsburst until you do the special effects of going to it.
Newsburst. Oh, Numa's Newsburst. Sorry about that, guys. I've seen my internet right now being a pain in my ass. And it's struggling right now to make sure that we continue here. But anyway,
Yeah, so
go ahead.
yeah, so we're gonna make it. Yeah, we're gonna HD has been announced for the Nintendo Switch. Of course, in a PS4, Xbox One version. So, how do you feel about this version of the game being available on the Switch, Dantes?
So right now I'm showing the trailer. Hopefully you guys can see it in some definition. If my computer right now is red, and at some point, right? I'm surprised that it took this long. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be in the system faster than that. So again, and this is also coming to PlayStation. So if you haven't experienced Final Fantasy 15 and you want to do the Pocket Edition, which is just the story, and it's also a smaller game in a sense, you know, so you can take the story faster. Then I think this is a good choice. If you don't want to spend hundreds of hours on an RPG, I plotted Final Fantasy 15, and it took close to 200 hours, Caleones. So if you're not that type of person, hey, this is a great addition for you. You know, maybe this is something that even I would try to play, since it's the Pocket Edition. It's quick with the story, and then I could go back into the DLC, since I said I was gonna try to play it again to be ready for the DLC. So maybe Final Fantasy 15 becomes something that I like, because honestly, I don't think it's that good of a Final Fantasy game. But I think it's a great choice, great entry point, Caleones. And I'm happy that the Nintendo crowd is getting a mainline Final Fantasy finally. Maybe it's not the big daddy like Caleones said, but yeah, you're getting the kit. It's better than nothing. Let me say that. But anyway, Caleones, anything to add to it?
Well, I mean, if people don't like it, they can still get Octopath Traveler. That is not a Final Fantasy game, but it's as close to a Final Fantasy game that you can get. And from what people say, maybe even better than the latest entries of Final Fantasy. So, I mean, you're more welcome to get that one, and a lot of people have. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I mean, when Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition was announced for smartphones originally, we talked about it on the podcast, and we did say that we did expect that, you know, to be to be on the Switch eventually. That it wasn't necessarily going to be the one on the system, that the other one could still be available. And to tell you guys, Square Enix did say that they're still trying to find ways to get Final Fantasy 15 the original game on the system. So this doesn't mean that the other one's never gonna come, but this is I guess a better way to for now to experience the game, unless if you don't have another system. But yeah, either way, the game is still the full game. It does have the kind of like the chibi style.
Full
It's
story
not
at least, so you guys will see the
yeah
full story. So
yeah, so you can experience the full story. And even though it's not the realistic style from Final Fantasy 15, the game I think it still looks good. I mean, if the other game was never out, this one would still look pretty good. So I'm okay. I'm gonna get it. I'll play it on the system, and I will enjoy it. So yeah, I mean it's just when are you going to say that having games on the system is a bad thing? Like having this on the system is a good thing.
mainline Final Fantasy. So I mean, I think that's something that Nintendo fans should be happy about. When was the last time the last mainline Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy 6.
16. I mean, Final Fantasy 6 on the Super Nintendo. That was the last
Yeah,
one.
that was the last one. So yeah, 16. I don't know. That haven't come out yet, Caleones. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm talking about The Last of Us 2, about Final Fantasy 16.
You got a magic crystal ball there. Are you going to the future? Anyway, Caleones, I know this is news burst, so let's hit the other ones faster. So anyway, go ahead, Caleones.
Okay, well, going over to the next one. This is Ubisoft CEO. They were talking to him about Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and they asked him specifically about a sequel. If Ubisoft was working on a sequel, and the only thing he could say is, "Laughs, I can't give you an answer yet." So it wasn't a no, but it wasn't a yes. But for those of you that, yeah. But I mean, it's sold. I think the last week they said that the game already sold over 2 million copies, so that's great. For that game, and especially since Nintendo is the game is made by Ubisoft, but Nintendo is the publishing the game as well. So they're taking some of the losses that Ubisoft could have gotten if the game hadn't sold properly. So they're even getting even more revenue when it comes to it. So it is by all means a success, a real success for the company, and this only strengthens the relationship in between Ubisoft and Nintendo. So I'll say that there's definitely going to be a sequel eventually. It has not been officially announced, but for those of you that play Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle and you want more, there is the DLC, the Donkey Kong DLC available for it. So you can definitely pick that one up and play it if you want to play more of the game.
The other thing I'm going to add quickly is we know we're going to get a sequel. The only wish that I had is that the sequel does not include the rabbits. And it's just this type of game, but just with Nintendo characters. That would be sweet. Imagine, Caleones. Mario meeting Link. Something like that to that extent, right? But if that's not possible, imagine this game just being with Mario characters and just be about the Mushroom Kingdom. Nothing against the rabbits. I like the game. I beat the game. I almost 100% in the game. So don't come at me, bro. But I would prefer that the rabbits were not included. But to the rabbits' defense, though, that boss, the opera singer, I don't know. You didn't get to that, right?
Not yet. No.
Come on, Caleones. You're the one who pumped the game, and I'm the one that beat it and almost 100%. Anyway, I'm not going to try it on their face anymore. But that opera singer boss fight is one of the best boss fights of all time. If ever Caleones get to it, he'll know what I mean. It is really good. So to the rabbit's defense, there's some funny moments in the game. But anyway, Caleones, go ahead with the next one.
Well, I'll say before we continue with the next one, I wouldn't mind there being a Mario, like a Rabbids sequel with the rabbits again, as long as we have a couple of Ubisoft guests appear on the game, like Rayman. That would be pretty cool, having Rayman on there.
Yeah, I would like that better. Instead of rabbits, just be a Rayman and Mario crossover with this game. Smashing idea, Caleones. Ubisoft should hire you. Anyway, let's go ahead with the next one.
Okay, so the next one is this is talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Golden Country, and the file size on for the Nintendo Switch when it comes to it. So we had the original Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game. We have the expansion. The expansion is set to feature in between 30 to 40 hours of gameplay when you're going through the story. So even more so when you're doing additional things. And so it might be 100 hours when it's all said and done to complete everything. But the file size for the game is just 3.2 gigabytes. 3.2 gigabytes. How do they keep doing compression like that, Dantes?
Hey, Nintendo developers are the best compression artists because what was the original game file size? Do you know?
Well, you can go ahead and continue. I'll go ahead and look it up right now.
Okay, so the only thing I'm gonna say quickly is just put this out there so people remember, since of course the Nintendo Direct did not happen, so we'll do a quick cheap plug here. Remember, guys, game comes out next week for Season Pass owners. Okay, so if you own the Season Pass, not the Season Pass, the expansion pack, that's better, expansion pass, you can download the game next week. Now, for physical owners, that includes myself, even though I bought the expansion pass, you'll have to wait one more week. So it's the week of I believe the week of the September 21st that the main physical copy is coming out. So remember that. I am not gonna play it yet. I wanna do some stuff first before I get into that world again, because I know I'm gonna get lost in that world once I step into it, Caleones. So I just wanted to give that shout out, that promotion. If you have the season pass, great. You can download it next week. But if you are buying the physical pass or the physical game, please remember that the expansion pack comes with the game. So you're going to get all the other stuff like Shulk and Fiora and Elma and all those characters that they have added to the game, and the extra missions and story and blades and all that fun stuff. Just to give you guys a heads up. Anyway, guys, you found out what was the first game?
The preload was 13 gigabytes, and then when it launched, it had an update, so around 14 gigs.
14 gigs. So a big game. The original game was a big game. This is a smaller game, but still 3 gigs. Still big
game. It kind of looks better. The expansion kind of looks better.
I agree. I think I've been seeing gameplay. I've seen a couple of videos. Runs better. Seems to be running better. Seems that the game is more sharper. That maybe they can maintain the 720p consistently, Caleones, in this time around. So yeah, they're getting better with the engine. They're getting better with not only the engine, but developing with the Switch, because it's a different architecture. You have to remember that. Even though they're using the same engine from Xenoblade Chronicles X, there's not the same architecture to develop. So maybe they're getting better with the Switch, and hopefully those lessons learned can improve the performance of the original game and make it look a little bit better in a future patch for the original game. So maybe they have one more patch. But anyway, just wanted to drop that out there. I'm doing Nintendo's job promoting the game. Go get it. It's really good. It's a full game. Please remember, it's a full game. Anyway, guys, go ahead, unless you want to add anything.
Going over with the next piece of news is that Suda51 wanted to do No More Heroes 3, but they wanted to go ahead and do a smaller title first before going on, straight to, to the trequel. They were talking about an interview on, PAX West event that happened earlier, and they said that when asked about No More Heroes 3, yeah, I really want to. Those kind of projects are hard to think about when you're deep into another game, but Travis Strikes Again is one part of the No More Heroes story. It's not the end of it. So this game, remember, Suda51 decided to delay the game next year so it wouldn't affect Smash Brothers sales, or so they said. And we talked about that last week. But it is not a quote-unquote proper No More Heroes sequel. So there's a lot of some people complaining about it because it does have a couple of different indie developers creating what it seems like to be different stages within the game, and when you have Travis visiting those worlds and playing. So even though it's going to have that, it's still going to have a No More Heroes story. So it's still going to expand the story, it's still going to move the story forward, but they're still going to be working on a No More Heroes 3 game afterwards. Of course, it all depends on how this game does, and because they're an independent developer, how this game does is going to help fund them with the sequel, to No More Heroes, or No More Heroes 3 in this case. So, I'm very looking forward to it. I will get the game. Hopefully, it's good, and other people will enjoy it. We still have to wait until next year, to get a hands on it. But how do you feel about this, Dantes?
No, it's understandable. I mean, I like the original No More Heroes. I played on the Wii. It's not a bad game. It could have used a little bit of polish. So I never gave it a shot in PlayStation though. Maybe I should do that someday and see if they made it even better when they ported the game to PlayStation. But yeah, I'm good for them. I'm not looking forward to this game at all, but it may be surprising. I don't know. We shall see, Caleones.
Okay, so moving over to the next one, and this is that sadly, the Meetamo application has now officially closed for business. And if you can remember Meetamo, it was the first ever Nintendo smartphone application, and this was in a joint effort with DNA. That they were gonna start making different games. This one wasn't exactly a game. It was more so I mean, just having a character, having a system where you can, like do dress up, do some activities, send, family members or friends kind of like questions and answer questions as well. So it didn't really have a proper messaging system, which is one of the things, one of the reasons why I believe that it didn't do as great as Nintendo wanted it to. But hopefully, this is going to pave the way for something like, Tamagotchi Life, being featured as a smartphone game or on the Switch. So, how do you feel about Miitomo's, which was Nintendo's first effort as a smartphone game, and what do you think of it while it closes down its doors?
So first, what up, Squiddy? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. So I never got into Miitomo. I never played it, so I don't have much opinion, Caleones, at all. You know, I don't like too much mobile games when I'm out, when I'm doing stuff. When I'm out and doing stuff and I'm working, I'm concentrating on those stuff. I really don't have time to play with my phone. And when I get home, I'm gonna play with the real big boys. Your Switch or your PlayStation and stuff like that. So anyway, not much of opinion. I mean, if it did not sell, it did not sell, or if it did not do as well as Nintendo wanted, it did not do as well as Nintendo wanted. But what we can take from it, though, Caleones, is maybe the lessons learned that they took from Miitomo has helped them improve the next games that they're bringing out in mobile. What's the RPG they announced? Dragaria.
Lost.
Dragaria Lost. So then maybe they take some of those lessons learned and put it in games like that, make it more successful.
Yeah, especially the Mario Kart game that's going to come out. That's
yep.
Hopefully, in a perfect world, they'll find a way that you can play online using the smartphone app and play with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe players as well. It's probably not going to happen, but hopefully, that could be something that could work out. If you have people in Fortnite playing across the Xbox One, PC, Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, then you can certainly do something like that where Nintendo owns the game, owns the franchises and can do something to pair them up together. So maybe with the Switch Online, that's something that we could see eventually. But it seems like you said, Nintendo has learned certain things. They've made a lot of money when it comes to Fire Emblem Heroes. That game has made a lot of money for Nintendo. Pokemon Go, of course, but that's not completely owned by Nintendo. And Super Mario Run, they did learn some things about that one as well. It should have been the biggest one out of all of them, but it didn't do as well as Nintendo hoped. And I think one of those things because you have to play. Well, you play the game with only one hand. And I know they said, well, if you're on the subway, if you're like doing this and that, you can just play the game like this. But when it comes to Mario, you think about precision controls, about jumps, about it's everything has to be timed perfectly when it comes to certain stages, especially when it comes to the earlier Mario games, and it is something that hopefully they learn and they will continue to use, learn, and move forward with something better.
Agreed. What up, you boy, JC? Welcome to the stream. Go ahead, Canon.
Okay, so this one, it is something very interesting because sometimes we don't get games releasing on the Nintendo Switch at the same time as they release on other games, and that's especially the case when it comes to like big AAA titles. Dead Cells is not a AAA title. It might be a game that is a little infamous because of what happened with the IG viewer, but it is a great game by all means. And the Nintendo Switch version of the game, it's outselling the PlayStation 4 version 4-1. What does this tell you, Dantes?
No, what it tells me is you can see the how the importance of indies on Nintendo console again. The same Nintendo's taking the same approach Sony took early in the generation. Now that Sony has their big hitters, they're not promoting as well, so that's where Nintendo is taking advantage. I believe that's one. Two, admittedly though, the infamous story about Dead Cells happened with a Nintendo editor from IGN. So a lot of it did get a lot of traction in the Nintendo community. So you know what I'm saying. A lot of people just giving it some love, showing that it doesn't matter if a guy messes up like that guy Philip did. That the game is still good, which it is based on what I heard. And then I think the last piece that I wanted to add, what I think is selling 4-1 is, I believe Caleones is indies are perfect for the Switch. And let me clarify again. I brought this example many times. Caleones knows I will bring it again. The Switch is the Vita, but with AAA games, with Nintendo's full power. You know what? The Vita lasted so long and survived so long, and a lot of indies sold a lot of good games on the Vita. Guacamelee, to clarify, made money from the Vita enough for them to be able to port it in other systems and everything else. So they're always being proud of the Vita, and they've stated it. But why is that? Because it's portable. Indie games are perfect portable games, Caleones, because then you can take them, you can play quick games. Oh, I'm going to the post office, I'm gonna do something quick. Turn on my Switch. I'm playing when I'm on the road to get to the line, to the end of the line. I'm playing a little bit of Dead Cells. So I believe indie games are perfect for the Switch just because of that portability. We can't take out of that. And again, the Vita is dead. We know that it's dead. So I think Nintendo is just ripping the rewards now that the Vita is dead. It's getting the gritty indies, which is great for portable, and now getting the RPGs that the Vita used to get. Now they're coming to the Switch. But then, again, the thing that we love about the Switch, it got full Nintendo support behind it. So you're going to get all those AAA games. And some third parties are trying to support AAA games like Doom on the Switch. So you're getting the best of both worlds in a sense. The Switch is fulfilling the promise that the Vita never fulfilled. So.
Okay, so moving over to the next one, and this is something that I will encourage a lot of you to do it if you can, and it is that you can now download the Mega Man 11 demo from the Nintendo Switch eShop. So Dantes, I still haven't downloaded it and played it. Have you done it already?
No, because I was trying to get the platform Guacamelee as soon as possible. I may download it. I want to give it a spin. I haven't had a chance. I have read from a lot of Mega Man fans, though, the hardcore Mega Man fans, that the controls don't feel right. I don't know how that feels. I'm not a hardcore Mega Man fan. I haven't played Mega Man in a long while, but I beat all the Mega Man 1 to 7 originally, and beat Mega Man X1. I didn't play X after that, but my point to that is that maybe if I play it, I'll notice what the other fans are saying. But hopefully, Capcom is taking this as a beta, get some information with the demo, and in that way they can improve the controls a little bit. So.
Yeah, and one of the things that they said about the game is that the game does have like 4 difficulty settings, and they said that the game is difficult. It is hard, and the people are having issues with the first boss of the game. So hopefully, I mean, it's not going to be one of those where it's just hard, for the sake of being hard, but it is very challenging, and I'm hearing a lot of positive things about the game. But one of the negatives that people were complaining about, and they're not really complaining, it was just something minor, and they're having fun with it, is that whenever you get over, to the end where the screen is going to load and you're going to fight the boss, that Mega Man doesn't stay like frozen until the screen moves and arrives there. So he just kind of like more fluid, like falls and goes in. So it was nothing serious. They weren't taking pot shit. It was just for the fun of it. But so far it has been a lot of positive. And hopefully this is going to be something, because last year we had Sonic Mania, and it was a success, and it reviewed great, and it felt like to the original Sonic games, where the latest ones had kind of like lost that magic from the original games. Mega Man 11 hopefully will carry the same thing. Crash Bandicoot, Insane Trilogy, it brought Crash. Even though it was the original games remake, but they were still good. And hopefully that will continue with Spiral, which is going to be coming out, and with other games, 2D and 3D games, so that people that have never experienced those, or that maybe you want to experience it again, so we can go ahead and enjoy those and then be in worldwide experiences.
Sounds good, Caleones. Go to the next one.
Okay, and this one is going to be the last one out of the news that we have, and this is that Nintendo officially has sold over 5 million consoles for the Nintendo Switch in Japan. It still hasn't been 2 years. We're still like close to like 7 months away until this second year finishes. So in a year and 5 months, Nintendo selling 5 million consoles in Japan. How big is that, Dantes?
It's pretty big. I mean, a lot of people say console gaming is dead. It just people there were just waiting for the right console hybrid. Let me put it that way, because again, Japanese gamers more mobile. They like the portable machines, and this machine, I think, if Nintendo thought of it, the idea, it came out thinking of their own country, which is Japan, and thinking about what the Japanese gamers like. Portable games, poof, give them the Switch, boom, the thing is selling like hotcakes in Japan. So they will own Japan, no question asked. The question is, when will they pass PlayStation? I think it's more about timing. It will happen in the next year or so, I believe. So that shows you the popularity of the system in Japan.
Yeah, and it is one of those things where, after the Wii U, nobody knew what Nintendo was going to do first. And secondly, you didn't really feel that confident that Nintendo would learn from the mistakes and that they would have a successful console. We were not thinking at all that they could make something like the Wii and have that kind of success again. So it was going to be an uphill battle for them. But as soon as they had the trailer, I believe on October 28th of 2016, and they showed the trailer of the Nintendo Switch, the official unveiling, you kind of felt like there was something special about it because they had a clear message. Just by seeing the video, you knew exactly what the Nintendo Switch was, unlike the Wii U, where you didn't know if it was an add-on, a new console, or what exactly were they doing. So either for casuals, for hardcore gamers, everybody knew what the Nintendo Switch was. And then having the perfect launch title with Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and then the support, because Nintendo has done a great job of supporting the system with great first party titles, and then having those third party games as well as the indies. So it's been the perfect storm of games coming into the system with the fun factor of being able to play at your home and playing on the go. So they had a clear message. The Switch has done great. It has performed amazingly. I'm still not completely confident that they can sell the 20 million units for fiscal year 2018. But we still have Pokemon Let's Go. We still have Smash coming out. And we may have a couple of surprises for January, February, and March before the fiscal year closes on March 31st. But you cannot deny that it's been a rousing success for Nintendo.
Yep, agreed. With that, Caleones, we're done with news burst. So it's time to move. Since my internet got stable, finally, it's time to move to our favorite store. So, Caleones, if I wanted to know the hottest game coming to our favorite portable console, which is the store we would go to?
Shigeru's Supermarket.
Go ahead, Caleones. What are the games this week?
Okay, and the games for the week are Claws of Fury, Son of a Witch, Planet Alpha, Ninja Clash of Carrots, Moonfall Ultimate, God Wars The Complete Legend, Slice, Dice, and Rice, Shikondo Soul Eater, Monkey King Master of Clouds, Lifeless Planets Premier Edition, Kentucky Robo Chicken, Hyper Light Drifter Special Edition, Gone Home, Broforce, Ninja Commando, Super Inefficient Golf, Siggy, A Fart for Melusina, NBA 2K19, Mommy Pinball, Full Blast, and SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy are the games of the week. And so far, guys, Hyper Light Drifter Special Edition. I know that it is 19.99, but it is a game that is really fun to play. It looks great. It is kind of like along the same line as like a Dead Cell, even though it's not a 2D side-scrolling game, but it is a 2D indie type game. But if I would say out of the game releasing this week, go ahead and check that one out.
I will say also going home. I heard Broforce, some games that I know that were pretty popular on the other consoles from indies. So pretty good week. Couple of good games, good hidden gems there. So I think Nintendo fans should be happy with the output this week. I still wish it was less. I still wish we take Kentucky, whatever it was called, or whatever crap out of there. But hopefully Nintendo somehow listen and see what happened to PlayStation and Xbox and Steam. So anyway, Caleones, thank you for that. With that, we're done with the show. No more show. Let's see how much time we got to go. We're going. Let's see. An hour and 3 minutes. We're good. I think we did pretty good.
I thought it was gonna be like less than that, but we still made it past the hour.
Two hot topics there. There were a lot of discussions. So anyway, with that, let's put that outro music. Boom. Let me see, because I'm having technical difficulties that I'm not seeing. I'm not hearing. Here we go. There we go. That's better. Let's put some hot Xenoblade music to end the show and say, I want to thank everybody who stopped by and watched us tonight at the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 60, right here at the Force In Unison Gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and hit that bell so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, if you don't want to see ugly faces, it's all good, because we understand we're ugly, but we got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, go to the description box below so you can see the full channel schedule. Tomorrow, PlayStation Mondays, we're going to be playing a little bit of Spider-Man. So if you want to see me play with the web slinger, come join us tomorrow. But of course, the train doesn't stop. Wednesday, we got Nintendo Wednesday. Friday, we got Fortnite Friday. And Saturday, we got Force In Unison streams. So it's becoming one of my favorite streams, honestly. I'm having fun playing with Caleones, playing with my bro. It was Friday instead of Saturday, but you know what I mean. But still, fun streams. Also, Facebook page at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says, finally, go to forceinunison.wordpress.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, thank you again for joining us. Long live Nintendo. Good night, everybody.